Years passed after Harold Whitman's passing. The old two-story house at the end of Maple Street sat silent, gathering dust and memories. The townsfolk said it was haunted, not by fear, but by sadness. Some nights, they swore they heard soft static humming from the attic window, like a secret being whispered into the night. Nobody dared move in, until one chilly September evening in 1965. A young man named Thomas Reed arrived. Thomas was 22, just back from the Navy, seeking a quiet place to start fresh, when he saw the "For Sale" sign swinging lazily in the breeze. He felt drawn to it. He couldn't explain why. The realtor barely mentioned the house's history. "Old man lived here," she said quickly, avoiding his eyes. Kept to himself, Thomas moved in with little more than a duffel bag, a worn-out guitar, and a curiosity he couldn't shake. On the first night, as he explored the attic, he found it, a battered, dust-covered Zenith radio sitting atop a crate, its dials worn smooth by decades of hands. It was still plugged into the wall. On a whim, Thomas turned it on. Static filled the room. Then, music. Old, scratchy, beautiful. He sat down, entranced. Songs from a different lifetime floated through the air. Benny Goodman, Ella Fitzgerald, Glenn Miller. And then, at precisely midnight, the static shifted. A voice emerged, warm and low. "Hello there." Thomas froze. The voice wasn't coming from a broadcast. It wasn't a DJ. It wasn't a recording. It was talking to him. "It's good to have company again," the voice said, with a chuckle like leaves rustling in autumn. Thomas, heart pounding, leaned closer. "Who are you?" "Just a friend. Someone who loved this place." Once, night after night, Thomas returned to the attic. The radio would play old songs until midnight. Then the voice would appear, telling stories of the town long before Thomas was born. Stories of the bakery that used to stand on Main Street, of summer fairs with Ferris wheels and cotton candy, of dances held at the old community hall. Thomas found himself talking back, sharing his fears, his dreams, his loneliness. The voice listened. It laughed. Sometimes it sang. It became his friend. One night, Thomas asked, "What's your name?" The radio crackled. "Names don't matter much anymore," the voice said gently. "But if you must know, you can call me Harold." Thomas smiled in the dark. From then on, he was never truly alone. The house, once heavy with sadness, grew lighter, warmer, as if the past and present had finally made peace. Years later, when Thomas grew old and gray, he would tell his grandchildren about the house with the talking radio. They would laugh, thinking it a bedtime story. But late at night, sometimes, Thomas would sit in the attic, turn the dial, and hear an old familiar chuckle through the static. "Good evening, Thomas. I missed you." And he would smile, and answer back, "I missed you too, Harold." Because some connections, those forged by memory, music, and midnight, never truly fade. Not even when the world moves on.